What up, my freaks? Ruinous and Psych here with part 17 of my Total Warhammer 2 modded Rakarth campaign. So as we saw last time, we have begun the invasion of Ulthuan and have taken, what, 4 territories thus far. Have also spent a decent time raiding enemies for those sweet slave income, or that sweet slave income that we are now getting a decent amount out of, plus the raiding income on top of that. Now, we ended off the last episode with the approach towards Elisali, which has Alistar the White Lion, unfortunately, in a march stance. We're obviously going to take advantage of that and destroy this army. I don't know what's in here. It looks pretty basic based on this, but I mean, there could be a bunch of Star Dragons here. What the hell do I know? Ooh, he's also on his own Star Dragon. It would be nice to get a duel with him with Rakarth. Ideally, what I'd like to do is send Rakarth to deal with this by himself, whereas, say we send Shakara to deal with Trelinia over here. That might be a decent option, although I guess what if there's like Tyrion and like 4 more armies like right here or something that could attack Rakarth right after. I guess that's a chance we're gonna have to take. So we did level up at the end of the last episode, and we finally did get Beast Slaver, although I feel like this is a really weak ability. For 25 seconds only, I mean, I guess the uptime is pretty good, but nonetheless, it's only plus 10% armor and base weapon damage, and plus 40 bonus versus large. Pretty negligible when weapon strength is already so damn big for a unit like this. Like, for a hero. So I wish that this ability was stronger. It's a lot weaker than a lot of other lords. Similar abilities at the end of the yellow tree, so I'm a little bit disappointed with it. Obviously, Foseeker, I don't remember what the regular ability is, but I'm talking about legendary lords in particular. But anyway, we're obviously going to get it anyway. It is a free buff after all. Alrighty, Rakarth, head into Elisali. Let's Elisale them. And oh, is that an army or is that a note? Doesn't look like an army. Now, this looks pretty weak. I think Rakarth should be able to handle this on his own without the need for another army. So I think we'll do it like that, and then we will make this a cinematic battle, I think. And then we will send Shakara. I mean, she could raid here for another turn and just sit here, although she could get attacked by Eladan. If we take Trelinia, we suddenly lose a lot of income. Now, this has been really decent income while we've been waiting for Mr. Eltharion to show up, so I do feel like we still want to make use of it. However, Lothern is making 2,100... So Lothern is also making an insane amount of cash, so we would probably get even better income by heading out to Lothern and just taking Tori Vress completely. Alright, fine, we can defer the extra rating income to Lothern, I suppose. Although, once again, that we'll have to wait until Eltharion has come back, because we're not going to destroy this until we can get the buff from him. Oh wait, he has 3 territories. Where the hell's the third one? Oh, it's all the way out here? What the hell? How does he have Torsathai? Okay, that's a little bit weird. I guess, well, I hope that he doesn't set up Eltharion there, but I suppose if he does, that's another chance to defeat him later. We also are going to start building the armies in the Black Ark, so at least this first one in about, I don't know, 6 or so turns. We want to get the enormous Black Ark upgrade, and we also ideally want to get the... You know what, maybe we skip it. Maybe we just go straight for the Torture Posts upgrade. I want the recruit rank and unit experience up before we start recruiting units here. Just for the extra unit ranks, probably going to be needed to do something like kill that, right? Oh. I selected the wrong thing. Yeah, you can still build Reaper Bolt Throwers and both your Black Ark Corsairs. And then what are the buffs that you get based on this? Minus 10% upkeep for reduction, plus melee attack when fighting at sea. Should be okay, I think. Oh, and we have like no items. Right. And I still want to replace Shakara. Maybe I've decided to go with a Beastmaster. I think what I'll end up doing is taking Shakara's army, gifting like half of it to one of these Black Arks, and then replacing a lot of it with a different setup than we've got going on here. And it would make sense to keep a Charybdis with a Black Ark, wouldn't it? I feel like that makes sense. Just need this army to get a little bit stronger. Alright, I think I've decided that. Let's get to it. Elisali, we're gonna attack you right now. We're gonna have a cinematic battle. Let's have a duel between Alistar and And between Rakarth, I think that is pretty strongly in our favor, especially as he is going to be in March stance. Although if he has perfect vigor, that won't matter at all. He doesn't appear to have vigor at all. He is vigorless. Okay, well that's great for us. Let's see what we can do here.
My beasts shall prevail.
Alrighty, here we go. It will be Rakarth versus Alistar this time around. And we got a slightly different setup than usual. Very similar, but we will have the, well, the 4 monsters out front is the same as always, but the Harpies are going to flank because we do have some air units that we will have to deal with. The Raven Heralds are going to be in kind of a bad situation. These damn pesky Eagles, they're easy to kill with something like a Black Dragon. We are going to have this 1 Black Dragon to attack the enemy, but otherwise we will have to deal with them before they kill too many of our Harpies. Obviously, Rakarth is going to head straight for Alistar himself. We also have 4 units of our doggos, or our wolves, waiting to start attacking any high-value targets, or any large high-value targets, I should say, like the Illyrian Reavers, or the Eagles, or even Alistar himself, if he lands for whatever reason, and as well as to try to chase down any fleeing units. Oh, there is an actual spell going down on these units. I never actually noticed this happening when I was playing this. Whoops. Huh. I wonder what it is. What kind of mage do we have here? It's a Mage of Shadow. Are you using a penumbral pendulum on these wolves? Perpendicular? Oh, that's dumb. That's going to do very little damage like that. Why would you do that, AI? That is a waste. Alrighty, so we start off the battle by getting breaths off from the Hydras and then following up with the Charybdis pretty much right away. And it looks like Rakarth and Alistar are going to get into it in a couple seconds. I guess the Charybdis already breathed. Alright. Main portion here is to see who is going to win this duel. And let's just check out. In this corner, Alistar the White Lion has 110 armor, 68 and 65 in terms of melee defense and attack with 11,000 HP, whereas Rakarth, wait, that's a Black Dragon. Rakarth's over here. Rakarth has 1,250 less HP, but his stats, 97 and 89, are quite a bit better. He has less armor, but is more powerful. Also, with buffs, it seems like he hits a little bit harder with that weapon strength, and I do wonder if he has more or less resistance as well. I guess we can. It's not going to matter all that much, I would think, but yeah, it'll be an interesting little fight between these two. Look at these dragons just sizing each other up. And I'm just noticing the degree to which the Black Dragons, their teeth are so much more jagged. Oh, there we go. Try to do a bite at the same time. It looks like we knock them back the first hit, so I guess the first blood is going to go to Rakarth. But let's check out the rest of the battle while we're waiting. So the Harpies are obviously dropping in, trying to get those Lothern Sea Guards unit tied up so that they can't fire. Plus, as we've seen countless times on top of the walls, Harpies can outright kill the units of Lothern Sea Guard with not too much of a problem. So there we go. This one's even full HP, and it's a wreck in this one. So as always, I am very appreciative of the Harpies unit. It's made me love this unit a lot more this particular campaign, because I've never been particularly impressed with Harpies previously, but I think this has shown us what they can do. Alright, unfortunately for this particular unit, the enemy does get a lucky charge, well, get a counter-charge in with the Illyrian Reavers, which does heavily damage the Harpies as they get surrounded, plus that with the charge bonus at 72, that's pretty damn hefty. With the 53 melee defense, they're not going to go down against the Harpies attacking them. Otherwise, this unit of Great Eagles is actually chasing around our sources, but she's free to cast while she's up here. She's not going to have too much of a trouble with that. Our Hydras and our Charybdis are also, I mean, they're doing okay. The only problem here is that the enemy aren't really blobbing up like we'd want them to. So each one is at most tying up a single unit. The one exception to that is the wall breaker over here, and I guess the Hydra actually joined in to help. I actually sent this Hydra to help wall breaker because he got surrounded by a bunch of units at the same time. I guess they all wanted to bring him down as he is the weakest in terms of survivability of our monsters, and he has taken damage. And Boudica is helping him as well with getting a Dwellers Below cast off, so that's okay. Oh, so we still take damage from Dwellers Below, but we don't take the debuff. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I think Dwellers Below does friendly damage, does it not? I don't remember. Some spells do, some spells don't. Don't quote me on it. Alrighty, so now over here we have our Raven Heralds. They are getting shot up a little bit, but they are trying to bring down this mage, so she can't cast anymore. We also have our Wolves now trying to chase down the Illyrian Reaver Archers on this side. We have what looks like a Harpy unit fleeing. These Great Eagles are still chasing Boudica around. Kind of an interesting battle. I have no idea what these guys were doing. I think they were chasing a unit of hurt Great Eagles, maybe? Although, no, I still see them both on the field. I have no idea what that unit is doing. Let's get back to the duel while the... I mean, we can see the rest of the army, and ooh, there we go. There's the murderous prowess. So, Rakarth is now at what? 75% HP, and it looks like Alistar's at what? Maybe 25%? Bit inverse. Oh, this is what happens. Okay. So now it looks like Rakarth is going to get attacked by Great Eagles as well as Alistar. So that's going to be a little bit more dangerous for him. But we are going to bring in our own Crows of Cain to help him out. But the thing is, with the Great Eagles, Rakarth drops in terms of HP really, really quickly, losing 50% just off of that. He does... He does do some damage to these Great Eagles, I think, but he is still focusing on Alistar, so I guess it'll still be with these two versus two units, who can bring which lord down faster. Over here, it looks like the Charybdis actually got surrounded by units, which is great for us, because it can now do more damage, and otherwise it looks like the battle is mostly going in our favor. Oh, and look how close this is. The Great Eagles are now routing, though, and I think that should signal the victory between these two, although it was really uncomfortably close there, like really uncomfortably close. Alrighty, and with that, it looks like Alistar decides to rout and get the hell out of there. And he certainly put up a good showing. Yes, he had help from the Great Eagles, but considering the stat discrepancy, I would have thought that Rakarth would have destroyed him quite a bit more. But there we go. I guess that's nice for him as well, some value out of those Great Eagles. Let's check back on the rest of the battle once again. The enemy lord is wounded. Obviously, we have our Giant Wolves chasing down the Illyrian Reavers as well as any units they can get their paws and claws on. And otherwise, it looks like the Pure Main Company is still alive. There are a few archer units running around, but we are also going to chase them down. We have the mobility now, and with the rest of the army scattered, they either have to sit there and fire on our monsters, or they have to get killed by our mobile units. And it looks like the mage is also about ready to rout. I think most of the enemy units are about ready to rout as well. A Flock of Doom goes down. Is this the Grey? No, it's the Storm Riders. Okay. And I used this right here because I was thinking that these Pure Main Company were going to chase down the doggos, and they do, but it was a little bit off, and we hit them once. And I believe the rest of the army is now done. The Pure Main Company is unbreakable, so we will have to destroy this one unit. We're going to try to shoot it up a little bit with the Raven Heralds, though they also got very hurt. And look at the damage we've taken. I'm impressed with the showing by the enemy army. We probably would have done better if we had done a bit more of a Death Star, i.e. kept our units more together in a blob. But I don't like to do that in every battle, as it does, you know, we're not the vampire counts. We shouldn't be doing that. This was a nice little separated fight, and obviously when you fight separated like this, and you're trying to control every unit everywhere at once, it's going to be more difficult with more units taking extra damage. But otherwise we're fine. Obviously we're still going to heal pretty much to full, with the exception of, I think, Rakarth and... maybe the Raven Heralds, maybe... Black Dragon's fine, Charybdis is fine, probably Wallbreaker, who got hurt somewhere. Those guys have a lot of HP. But otherwise, all these units are dead. Obviously, we don't need to chase them off the map, we just need to make sure that they die because it's a settlement battle. And the last of the Pure Main Company, a heroic defense against the monsters, even a Manticore to add injury to insult. Are you the last? Well, you got jumped on, and we should be good, right? How many? Looks like there's... can't tell how many are in there. 0. Okay, it says 0, so the battle should be over any second now. Alrighty. Right, yeah, and more or less full HP monsters surrounding this one unit. So it's all of our fragile units primarily that got hurt, with the exception of Rakarth and Wallbreaker. And let's just speed it up. I'm not entirely sure where the battle hasn't actually ended yet. There we go, close victory. Yeah, close victory, fair enough. It was relatively close. There was no way we could have lost. And I didn't really play it in such a consideration. I never thought that we could lose. Otherwise, I would have been a little bit more careful. But it's not like it's going to matter with regards to how much we can heal up after every turn. Plus, most of the units in this army are disposable, which I always love having in armies. Just the ability to lose units without caring is and allows you a little bit more flexibility in how you play. It's just one of the reasons why the vampire counts are my favorite, but it also works for Rakarth's chaff units anyway.
All shall kneel before Rakarth.
Alrighty, there we go. Took a little bit more of a beating than I was originally anticipating there. I think the biggest shock was the fact that Rakarth came very, very close to losing against Alistar. It was shockingly even. It honestly could have gone either way depending on any lucky hits or misses. And that's odd because on paper, once again, Rakarth should be better, but maybe I still am... or still shouldn't be considering him to be super melee fighty lord, at least until we get him the Sword of Cain. Maybe he'll be a wee bit better then. Otherwise, the wolves did great as always. The harpies did okay, but they did certainly take a lot of damage. There were a few pesky units on their side, like the Silver Helms, or the Illyrian Reavers rather, and the Grey, and finally the Pure Main Company, although these guys did less damage as much as just annoyingly stayed around until the very end, whereas these two were actually managed to charge the wolves and the harpies enough to dish out some of that damage. But otherwise, we're okay. We'll obviously heal to full in a single turn, so it's not that it matters all that much. We could loot and occupied for a decent amount of money. The only problem there is it going to be worth it? I mean, 1,300 is pretty good. If we're not raiding this territory anymore, maybe it'll be worthwhile. I didn't check what was in this territory. It's not like we're going to take it at level 3 anyway. You know what? Let's let it occupied. Let's let it occupied. Especially because that'll give us a little bit of extra healing over the next turn. You know, what if Tyrion's like right here? Let's play it a little bit safer there. Alrighty, that increases our slave income nicely. You can stay where you are, I think. We will have you attack Trelinia. Okay, yeah, you're down to rank 1. Huh, were you at rank 2 before or rank 3? Maybe you're probably at rank 2 because you were just taken over. Yeah, okay, you know, that's fine. That's fine. Boudica leveled up as well. We are going to get you... I mean, I guess we can move through Potent just so we can get Onslaught, so let's do that. Now here's another question. Do we want to recruit another one of these units right now? Would the Feral Carnosaur have really helped there all that much? Probably not. But I feel like instead of one of the units of Giant Trolls, I really don't want to get rid of such a high-level unit. And they really are very, very good. But they're also so basic, and they're not going to be better and then the Knights of the Ebon Claw, but that's another 700 per turn. I mean, we can certainly afford it, but I'd rather get other armies right now. Let's give it a few more turns, especially while we build up the Black Arcs and another army over here somewhere to start taking out Reichland, which is why we're building up defenses pretty much everywhere. Also, we got some cash out of that, which means maybe we can get another couple upgrades. I don't remember what I was going to get here. I guess it's going to have to be that slave district. And wait, just before we check this, wait. The Shrine, the Temple of Cain... Huh, I would have thought that the Temple of Cain would actually increase our... the amount of slaves we lose per turn, but it doesn't, luckily enough. Okay. I'm just checking out if there's anything here that would help with regards to the slave rate, but it doesn't really look like it. Nothing here, nothing here. Okay, well, we'll upgrade the Ogham Stones whenever we possibly can, but Presuming that we only have 3 spaces remaining, and if we fill one up with the outpost garrison, even though it basically adds nothing to the city, we would still be able to build one, and then I guess we do need to get the arena here. Level 4, just for the extra slave decline rate. Because with this, we're going to buff up the slave decline rate. So we definitely need that there. Okay, and I take it we can only... Wait, we have the slave district, but... Oh, we need to replace this, but that'll be on level 4. Okay, we're fine. We're fine as they are. We'll start the slave slums right now. And I'll think about what to do otherwise afterwards. We also have you nearby, so let's get you here. That should increase our income slightly with the slave income buffs, right? 19... Okay. Honestly, I guess it increased it more than a single assassin's upkeep, which does make it worth it, which means we will need more assassins for any of our other slave territories. 12,000 money coming out of Albion right now. Really? 5,000 from slave income, and then a good 7,000 from regular money income? Pretty impressive, I gotta say. Alright. We definitely can't afford to lose that province, because that's going to screw us over. But in the meantime, let us attack Trolinia with Shakara.
Fury!
Take that over as well. It'll mean no raiding.
Kill,
but yes, kill. We'll put the war banner on Shakara for now, I think. I mean... Yeah, you have the Strider. Scarecrow banner doesn't really help anybody. Honestly, you don't even need the Scarecrow banner. Obviously, we're going to have to fight this after a cut, and we won't bother a cinematic battle with this one because we can just destroy them from range, but I will have to comment over the fight with Alistar, so here comes the cut first. Alrighty, there it is, and here we go. Let's take this out as fast as we possibly can. I mean, it's a pathetic little army. I'd auto-resolve it with the... And the only reason I don't auto-resolve it here is the fact that the other army that's currently sitting in... I don't remember where it was sitting, but there was a nearly full stack that if they attack us here, we want to have our HP to actually be able to fight back. So let's just set it up, move as far away as possible so we can bring our artillery to bear, because they don't have artillery themselves, like this. Set you up in multi-shot round. Obviously, we're going to get the ranged units up like so. Going to get you guys up like so. You can turn off skirmish mode. Then we can get the ice blades forward. Shakara, you can be out front as well. You ain't afraid of no ghost. You can get the bleak swords. And I do want to delete the bleak swords and get a better front line, because obviously that is a trash front line. This army is just a temporary army, even though it's been around with us for a very long time. We still have to remember that the this campaign hasn't actually gone that long in terms of turns.
Cold-blooded killers.
It's only 63, 65, I don't know, 60-something turns in after all. We're nowhere near the end here. So, yeah, let's do something like that. Can you guys also turn off your skirmish? Actually, do you need to turn off skirmish mode? No. Turn it off. Turn it off. Never mind. You guys can turn off guard mode. In fact, no, wait. You guys... Nah, everybody turn off guard mode. Screw guard mode. Screw it. There we go. Start battle. Let's attack. Who's threatening here? The High Elven archers with heavy arrowheads. They're the ones that are likely to do the most damage, so we will focus them down. Let's also get the wolves moving in. Each set of wolves can kill a set of Illyrian Reavers just fine, I believe. Alright, and here come the attacks. How close are you guys? They'll probably get a few shots off, but that's okay. We just have to rout this army. We don't even need to destroy everything after all. Alright, get a couple more shots there. Oh, they're gonna get the Illyrian Reavers firing on the wolves, obviously. And here comes the Lord. Ooh, I'd love to one-on-one here with Shakar. What do you have, by the way? You have a Potion of Foolishness. Okay, well. Don't be foolish. And, damn, these guys are really going to defend against the oh, wow, doggos. Okay, you know what? Let's get the doggos back. Actually, no, you can keep fighting. Alright, and then you can switch to this unit, and then you keep firing on this unit. Oh, their Lord is going to get wrecked here. I guess you can Potion of Foolishness. One charge will probably kill it. There we go. It should be dead. Shakar, move away so you don't get killed by our own armor-piercing arrows, and okay. Let's have the Bolt Fiends make sure that you die, though. Oh, it was a noble as well. Okay, and we're looking pretty good. You guys can now get out. Yeah, you've chased the Illyrian Reavers off. Move. And then the enemy units should die. Alright, you can chase these guys. We are going to move you guys up so you can support with some of that range fire, though. Right there. I don't want to have the melee units fight too much because then they'll take damage. And there's no guarantee that we'll heal next turn, so we might as well. Yeah, you guys can go in here. You guys can attack this. Doggos, you can help out. You guys can kill that. There we go. This should be over in a couple seconds, I think. Alright, yes, you guys fire on all this range stuff. Beautiful. And other doggos, you can come back and chase this unit. I think you two can help out with these melee units which appear to want to move in. In fact, wait, you can turn on skirmish mode. Oh wait, no, turn on fire at will, turn on skirmish mode as well. There we go, how are we doing? Looks like the enemy army is just about ready to rout. You two can chase this off, you two can attack, I don't know, this and that. You guys chase something, anything. Look at these spearmen. And you guys go after those Illyrian Reaver archers, please. You chase this unit off, and I think it's just these spearmen that are alive, which we will kill in a couple seconds. Oh, you actually got caught. Pathetic. Pathetic. What is this? Alright, Charybdis, come help. I actually thought that they'd rout a little bit earlier. Alright, there we go. And now Blackheart Corsairs hit these last spearmen in the back, and as soon as they turn around, the Blackheart Corsairs with hand bows can shoot them in the back. Yeah, these guys are confused. Half of them are running one direction, the other half are trying to turn around in the other direction. There's some bleak swords moving in. Not that anybody cares about bleak swords because they're a pathetic unit, but they should at least care about the Blackheart Corsairs, which could defeat a spearman unit one-on-one. And that should be about it, right? Yeah. Alright, there's the chain route. These guys will be routing. We can just speed this up. Battle once again over, and yet another territory belonging to the Thousand Maws. Beautiful. Now, is this a port territory? I'd love to sail a Black Ark over here and get ready to switch up some of the units in Shakara's army, although I suppose another issue there is going to be we'll need a Black Ark outfitted with enough stuff or enough buildings to actually support that plan. Alright, we got some money out of it. Not a lot, but some. Alright, and we will... You're not occupied regularly this time. Probably don't bother with loot and occupy. Hey, Fencer's Blades. That's always a nice pickup. And you are going to start at level 2. We do have a torture post here. We'll go for no slaves, and we'll keep the torture post for now. We'll get some units here immediately, and you will heal to full over a single turn. Shakara, you also leveled up. We have Kindle the Fury, but we are going to get Cull the Unworthy for the extra armor for the bleak swords at the very least. Otherwise, I think we're okay. And then we'll head into Quartermaster. I guess there's really not too much that we can do with you. Okay, so that's that. And you know what? I think it's a little bit early this time, but I think I'm going to call this episode here. There's not too much else that we can do right now. I do want to get the torture post here, however, because in a couple turns we're going to start recruiting your actual army. But otherwise... there's not much we can do, and if I end the turn, I fear that Shakara or Rakarth are going to get attacked, because if there's an army here, it might attack. If this army might attack this, and we obviously don't have time to fight that right now, so we will pick up where we left off here next time. I'm just going to quickly spend any remaining cash that we have, just in case I forget. Ooh, Mousillon, you can get yourself a watchtower. You are on the coast, so you very much need to. Karond, you're good in terms of buildings. I suppose we should probably be upgrading these estates of the masters everywhere we can, and I am going to start doing so. We are making a decent amount of money for now, but in about, I don't know, max 10 turns, this is going to drop down to like 5,000 most likely as we get 3 Black Ark armies and a regular type army to attack this. Plus, Shakara's army is going to get replaced by more expensive stuff, so we might as well use as much of the money as we can. But anyway, next time, more Ulthuan. We will also complete the Shrine of Cain upgrade, so at some point soon we will most likely draw the Sword of Cain. I'm not entirely sure when yet. Ooh, but look at this. I don't like the fact that Cult of Pleasure has taken Tor Anrock, but hopefully we can confederate them at some point. They only have 7 territories. As we get stronger and stronger, we're only strength rank 7, but when we get those extra armies, that's obviously going to change. But anyway, that's going to be a problem for next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regard to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. If you have a second, please do take it to leave a like and rate, comment, support the channel. It really does help. As always, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.